Join us on another adventure with Wild and Free
Interior Alaska.
So it's been raining nonstop for weeks, and getting a roof on is very crucial at this point because it's almost winter. As you can see, the colors are changing. What we're working on today is trying to finish getting these purlins up. So you can see this one purlin right there. And we're gonna do another one that goes to over there. And then we're gonna duplicate that on the other side. We also have to cut the roof edge as well. So I'm working on debarking the last purlin. Normally you'd probably have this done well before now, but we just haven't had time. So here I am. So debarking takes a lot of work and time. And strength. For all four sides of these logs. Maybe it's gonna turn out to be an okay day. The sun's coming out a little bit. Look at that beautiful outhouse. Look at a beautiful view when you're using the beautiful outhouse. It's nice. Say hi, Bruce.
If you watched our prior video, you saw that we had already cut one of the roof edges to make the line for the roof. So we're doing that here on the opposite side that was not as easy to reach because we didn't have a loft to stand on. Instead, we had to get on the ladder. So my husband cut those so that we had a nice roof line and we could begin installing the purlins, which he has to notch out. As you can see here, we mark the diameter and where they would go, and he cut a nice rough circle to place the purlin in, and then we adjusted it accordingly as we were fitting it in place once we got it lifted up there. A little tricky lifting it being on the ladder, but there it is. Got it done, and we'll get the other side done here in just a little bit. Because we've now used all of our logs, we had one left over, and that is to support our loft. So it was a 3-sided log, so my husband is using his amazing skills to make this a 4-sided log.
We found the stream just south of our property. Well, it's technically a creek. Look at these clouds move. So something we discovered here is these clouds move super fast. And no, I am not speeding this up. You can clearly see them disappearing behind the cabin. Follow a cloud and watch it go bye-bye.
Also note those beautiful purlins that are now installed and ready for the roof to get started.
Got our middle pull up. Got these purlins and ridgepole in place. Getting there. Next up, the roof. While the ridgepole and the purlins are up, next up is the roof. I think it turned out pretty well. Do you hear the creek down there? It's so calming.
Sorry about the wind noise, guys. I just wanted you to see our reactions the next day when we started the roof.
So we're here at our cabin, and it rained all night long. We're supposed to have 50-mile-per-hour winds today, and rain. Well, This is snow, guys. The snow is here. It's official. The snow has begun. And we are on a time crunch to get a roof on this cabin today in the snow. But you know what kind of snow it is? A wet snow. A very wet snow. So that is going to be so much fun. This is fine. It's fine. Everything is fine.
The first step in getting our roof installed is putting on the tongue and groove, as you can see here. So we started it in the cold, wet snow, and as we were making progress in order to keep it a nice, somewhat straight line, you can see that we are trimming the purlin that you saw us install earlier so that we could fit it nicely.
End of day one. So we woke up to snow. There was a lot, about 2 inches. Look, you can still see there's still snow in here. So everything was absolutely covered. And it was very slippery, a wet snow. But we've managed to get one side of our tongue and groove ceiling on. And we're almost done with that side. We're able to get our loft uncovered now that we have at least a ceiling, which we have more work to do tomorrow. You can still see some of the snow.
On to day 2, finishing the rest of the tongue and groove. It got pretty tricky as we were hanging over the edges where the purlins and the ridgepole overhang, where we could place our ladder and reach it. It was becoming a little bit more difficult, but we got it done. So now that the tongue and groove is installed, which is attached to the ridgepole and those purlins and the last log right there that you see, the next step is the vapor barrier. And because I'm the lightest one, I get to go up there, and because it's so steep, I need to be in a harness the entire time, and that's where my husband comes into play, holding me in place.
Tongue and groove is all on. Yes, we'll have some little gaps to still fill in. Of course, windows and a door, but it's coming along.
Stay tuned for the next steps of the vapor barrier and roof.
Thanks for joining us.
Give us a like and subscribe and follow for our next adventures on Wild and Free.
Interior Alaska.